build it.
We will come.
We will come. We will come.
Indeed, if you build a $2 million standing wave, the best board riders on the planet will come to challenge themselves in the world's most innovative sport. It's called flow riding. From Munich, Germany to Florence, Italy, from Long Beach, California to Bo, Norway, the Swatch Wave Tour has returned home to Wave House on Mission Beach in San Diego, California.
Gotta finish this Wave House real soon!
Yes, Tony Hawk will be here, along with champions from other board sports, to ride a 1,000-ton machine that generates a perfect wave here in San Diego, California. The sun has gone down, and the pros are fired up to go riding. Let's check out the facts with flow rider Jason Pryor.
All right, here's the deal. Here's the action. You're going to see guys busting out tricks. The best guys in the world. Surfers, skaters, snowboarders, windsurfers, skimboarders. And the stuff they are going to do is mind-boggling. The key thing that we all want to remember is what the judges are looking for. Now, in a regular surfing competition, judges are looking for three things. One, the size of the wave. Two, the length of the ride. Three, the degree of difficulty. Now, with this wave, what you see is what you get. It's going to stay one size, so we have to eliminate that factor altogether. And length of ride, we have to limit that too, because someone can get on this wave and ride forever. So what we've taken it to is we've done an overall impression, where we send guys out and we have an overall impression with the point scale being from 1 to 20. Now, what they're looking for is degree of difficulty. That's an important thing. Degree of difficulty being A, where they place themselves on the wave. Do they ride the wave in the most critical section, the most dangerous area, right in the lip, doing maneuvers, landing out, and staying on their feet? Do they get back in the barrel? How deep in the barrel do they get? The time spent in the barrel. Aerials. Do they pop airs? Do they do grabs? Do they do methods? Do they do barrel rolls? Do they do 540, 900s? The tricks you're going to see are some of the best in the world, and they can do everything on this wave. The judges have a lot to look for. Another factor is utilizing all the waves, using everything. We have a 25-foot by 12-foot area. You have to maximize full potential, whether it be in the barrel, up in the lip, in the air, out in the flat, using the rail slide coping area, which is more set up for the skateboarders. You're going to see lots of grinds, rail slides, and the judges are going to take all this into opinion and perspective. They want to see how much the flow, the power, consistency, connecting everything you need to do. The judges are looking for a lot, and I think they're going to get it.
Our first competitor is from the island of Maui. He's an incredible athlete and an actor and stuntman, Rush Randle.
My name is Rush Randle. I'm from Hawaii. I grew up surfing and basically pretty much known as a windsurfer, and I got into strap surfing. So one of the pioneers of connected surfing, and took it into the tow surfing. Basically, kite surfing is the newest sport.
And here is Rush Randle, our first competitor. Rush is talented in all types of board sports. Let's hear what fellow athletes Bryan and Uli Kastenholz have to say.
Yeah, he's a real innovative kind of fella, you know. I'm totally surprised. I mean, he really got badly injured. He was almost out for one season with his shoulder. He comes back, he pulls the same trick, exactly that trick, the rodeo. That's where he got injured in Munich. Amazing.
Let's take another look at Rush Randle's high-risk rodeo flip. The 27-year-old windsurfing champion from Haiku, Maui, Hawaii, looked to have problems when he landed the aerial. He completes the rodeo flip. Unfortunately, his back foot comes out of the strap. He ends up hooking his rail and going down. Swatch Pro Team rider Rush Randle has enough time remaining, however, to score some more points in this session. Oh, what a move. Rush Randle comes out of the wave log barrel with a front flip and lands it. A few seconds remain on the clock. Now Randle goes for a high-flying heli 720. He tries to stick the landing, but he gets swallowed up. Rush Randle with a 720-degree helicopter. He just about gyrates out of the back of the pool. He makes his rotations, comes down right on his hip on top of the wave, goes into a roll. He tries to recover, but gets sucked over the falls. Exciting nonetheless.
All right. Tell us about that last run. That was sick. I mean, you're doing everything in this run.
Well, you know, I knew I could do it, but I was just relaxing. I was taking Bryan's attitude on it, having fun into my last run, because I ain't spent another year out of the water from this thing, that's for sure.
My name is Steve Klassen, and I've won big mountain events over the last decade. I started snowboarding competitively in the early 90s and just kept on doing it. It's been a great way to travel the world and experience a lot of different things. My favorite thing to do snowboarding is to drop big cliffs and ride big open faces, and the wave is not really like that.
No, this wave doesn't resemble a double black diamond run, but the wave lock is an avalanche of water that demands respect. Here's extreme snowboarder Steve Klassen from Mammoth Lakes, California. Klassen, a regular footer, on his backhand, throws a forward flip. Our four judges watching this 60-second run are Kadu Villela, Millard Pilipakis, Mark Schultz, and Peter Lochtefeld. Each judge has up to 20 points to work with, and a perfect score would be 80 points. As we watch the three-time Verbier Extreme Snowboarding champion Steve Klassen with a wary look while riding inside the wave. He coughs some air and hangs on. Steve's nickname is the Claw for his cat-like ability to snowboard near vertical faces on some of the world's most extreme mountains. And take a look at this move. Event number 1 on the Swatch Wave Tour was held in Bow, Norway. This is round number 2, coming to you from Wave House, Mission Beach, San Diego. Klassen now, looking to fire out of the barrel in one more move. Here he comes. Klassen goes for a grab. His time is up. And he turns now and goes for the throat. It's a suicide move for Klassen. Watching the action is legendary Sean Palmer, who took his first ride on the wave today.
Looks pretty good. I haven't had a chance to ride it. I haven't had a chance to get it dialed. Just got to figure out the main way to do it, and I think from there on it's probably a lot easier. But I didn't figure that out yet.
Sean Palmer's first attempt proves that riding this wave is no easy feat to master.
My name's Jason Pryor. I'm a professional windsurfer here at the Swatch Siemens Tour. And when I first graduated to the stage of riding a big board, and I got onto a smaller board, and I got the point where the wind and just Mother Nature filled the sail up, and the board lifted out of the water, and you had that feeling of hydroplaning. It was an ease and relaxation and adrenaline all in one moment. And I just knew from that point, that's what I wanted to feel. And we got a lot of guys coming in from all their different sports, whether it be surf, skin, snow. And some of them come in thinking that they're just going to rip this thing apart. If you come at it with an open mind, a humble attitude, you can pick it up pretty quick. When you have a son or a daughter, but a son, you know, every man wants a son at some point, you know, to carry on the name. You know, when you wake up in the morning, you got that little body kicking up against you and trying to wake you up, and just that smile, you just don't even feel worthy. You know, there's just, they know something you don't know, and they know you, and it's just love. You know, it's probably the most special thing that's ever happened in my life. You know, it kind of makes everything else pale and experience. I'm going to get all emotional now. It's like the Barbara Walters thing. I mean, we spend our lives chasing out the perfect waves, and this guy put a coin in that jukebox, put that old song on again, and there's that perfect barrel.
The crowd is anxiously awaiting this 27-year-old Jason Pryor. He gets underway with an entry called the Eskimo Roll-In. And in a matter of seconds, he's positioned himself perfectly in the barrel and comes out for a nice cutback. He calls himself the Hillbilly out of Rock Creek, British Columbia, Canada, but is best known as one of the world's most extreme windsurfing aerialists. Jason, some very powerful gouging cutbacks, and then backs into the barrel with ease. He's become one of the most aggressive riders. Take a look, a tweaking toe-side grab with a perfect landing. Kind of muffs the cutback, rolls right back into the action. The master of disaster, Jason Pryor. Pryor was the second best qualifier He has his sights set on a podium finish in this, the Swatch Heavy Water Wave Tour. Look at his control. Jason sets up, what was that? An air 360, but he throws a 720, body slams, rolls again, and he makes the recovery. Incredible. Oh, that was it, the final move of the heat. And the judges have to figure out exactly what Jason did. Crowd favorite, Jason Fryer. His aerial was a cross between a spinning 360 and an inverted backflip, and I think it's what Wavelock's Albert Lou calls a goose screw 720. Whatever, he scored some points.
Hey Jason, that was a wild ride. Tell us about it.
Well, a little bit nervous. There's a lot of big ups here tonight, but just trying to pull it together. It's nice to rub shoulders with all these boys.
My name's Andy Finch, Fresno, California. 19 years old, junior world champion, border cross. That was 99. I skied for 5 years, and I saw just these snowboarders ripping down the hill. I'm like, Dad, that's what I want to do. He's like, well, when you outgrow your skis, we'll get you on a snowboard. And I got good grades, and he went out and got me a snowboard. First day, took a brutal beating. From there on, me and my dad just rode every day together. My mom's a piano teacher. I told her, yeah, Mom, I want to be just like Mozart and play the violin just like he did. And then, you know, I played for a couple years, and I started to kind of get, I don't know, I just started getting tired of practicing. You know, my mom's like, no, you're sticking to this. You're sticking. I thank her for that. Yeah, a lot of people have been calling me Pitbull.
Andy Finch, our fourth competitor. Oh, look at that. Aerial 360 into a spinning 180 just to start his run. Our current standings have Jason Fryer in the lead with 61 points. As we watch Andy Finch, 19 years old from Fresno, California. This is only Andy's fourth day on the wave. That is a remarkable achievement. There he goes, a rail ride into a catastrophe. Looks like a guaranteed wipeout. He pulls off an insane recovery, another sketchy move. Now we know why he's called the Pitbull. Finch still going strong, an alley-oop, followed by a solid cutback. Finch is in the attack mode. Finch sets up. Now, from our overhead boom camera, he exits the barrel, hits the lip, and does what he calls a pit flip. That was young Mozart's last scoring maneuver. He exits out the back. The 1999 junior border cross world champion Andy Finch with a backflip. The judges give him 55 points, and he moves into third position.
How you doing? My name's Andy Macdonald. I'm one of those professional skateboarder guys, and I'm the winner of, that sounds silly, I can't say that, 2 years ago at the X Games. I just had an odd day. I won the vert singles competition. Tony and I won the doubles competition, and I got second in the street competition. Fell in love with my now fiance that same weekend as well. My favorite trick in skateboarding is a frontside aerial. This wave is backside for me, so I've yet to try a wave. All the waves that I've ridden are backside for me. I've tried to describe the idea of this wave to lots of people that have never seen it, and I just go, you got to see it. It's huge, and I didn't even want to go on it. I was scared to death. For me, it's the biggest challenge not to drown.
Ironic that anything could scare Andy Macdonald. Bryan Tama, what do you think of Andy's wave riding?
I find he's a real calculated kind of rider. He uses the whole complete wave. He goes in the critical section, he comes out in the shoulder, he does some real grabs, he does everything.
And everything includes a front flip. He's got to feel good about that run. 56 points from the judges. He's tied for second. Now let's find out exactly how this wave lock is operated.
All right, the way this machine works, we got 150,000 gallons of water, all being controlled by 4 impeller jet engines. These 4 engines here control the size and the capacity of the water going up the face of the wave. Each engine represents 250 horsepower of pure pumping power. So when I turn this up, it just starts juicing. When we start people out, we usually try and start it at a small to medium level, but then as the riding level increases, we just turn these levels up all the way. As I was saying before, we can control this wave. What you see is not always what you get. If I turn down pump number 2 here, I can make a wonderful backdoor closeout section for our rider. Here it comes, Pete. Sometimes Sometimes they make it out, sometimes we just flush them down the toilet. But that's how we keep things going fast around here.
Hi, I'm Chris Miller. I'm a former professional skateboarder. For a pro or somebody who's that level of athletic ability, it kind of takes a couple days just to be able to really stand and do it at all. It is a liquid treadmill pretty much, and you can ride it and go back and forth. We'll come to these events no matter what. I mean, these guys, it doesn't matter about money or anything. Everybody is just so stoked.
As old school skate hero Chris Miller starts his run, let's go down to Bryan and Uli for their thoughts.
I think this is a man that can challenge the podium and even can win the event. If he really relaxes and really pulls the moves which he has done in practice, I think he's capable of doing it.
31-year-old Chris Miller from Del Mar, California, skateboarding 22 years, winner of the Swatch Wave Tour event in Florence, Italy last season, drives out of the barrel and throws a Rodeo 720, big splashdown, does a 360 while trying to recover but gets taken over the falls. Miller is stylish and very precise in his riding, but surprises everyone when he busts out the 720, lands in the transition, fights to recover, but goes down. Plenty of time left. Let's go back to the action. Miller's still on the clock. Oh, and he throws another rodeo. This time he sticks it. And out of the barrel. Look at this. Drives out casually onto the coping for a rail slide. Miller is awesome. Back into the barrel again. A very impressive run. What's he going to do now? Oh, another massive 720-degree aerial for Chris Miller. And again, back in the barrel. A classic ride. He goes switch now, tail first. He's got to be exhausted on this. The liquid treadmill. Oh, Miller. Oh, he buries his nose. He's gone. What a spectacular run, though, for Chris Miller out of Del Mar, California. With 4 riders remaining, our leader is Chris Miller with 61.5 points, who's just ahead of Jason Pryor. As the Swatch Wave Tour, presented by Siemens, continues from White House in San Diego, California.
My name is Terje Haakonsen. Hello? Been snowboarding for 12 years. Called a McTwist. It's the old trick just brought to the wave pool. The old skateboard trick. The perfect ride. It's like riding a moving river, you know, sideways.
Here is Terje Haakonsen, 25 years old, out of Norway. He needs 62 points to take the lead. Bryan, what can we expect from Haakonsen?
He does maneuvers in the critical section, and if you're doing those maneuvers in the critical section, that's where the points are. That's where he is. He really takes the wave in the steepest part. Look at this, really steep, like just where the barrel begins. He just does a cat back there. Amazing. Yeah, he comes down the lip. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happens when you take that chance. You can sometimes fall. That's what's been happening. But he's doing a good run this one.
Terje Haakonsen, whoa, with some heavy moves on the lip of the wave. The Norwegian snowboard legend. Here he comes. A huge big twist. Rides it into the flats and gets swallowed up. That run, unfortunately, won't put him into first position. He survives the wipeout, as does his board, which is a custom piece of equipment.
This board is designed by Carl Ekstrom and Stan Plaskunas. The core of this board is a high-density Divinycell foam. We sandwich the bottom layer, which is a P-Tex plastic. It's not the hardest material that we could use, but it's a flexible one that we can use for safety. Also, the rails and the decks have a layer of foam sandwiched and glued onto them with a heat gun, and that's also for safety. We could use a harder material, but we need to keep the wave in mind. Being that we only have 3.5 inches of water, we need a soft, flexible rail that won't damage the membrane of the wave. The heel is incorporated from wakeboarding. They don't use this style anymore, but that's where it originated. The strap is, we brought that over from windsurfing, and we find the combination here. It gives us the power that we want in the turn and the accessibility to get our feet out of and away from the board when we need to do it. The weight of a board like this is only about 3.5 pounds. Totally lost my train of thought. The comparison to this board to, say, a wakeboard or a snowboard, the construction's different, the materials are different, the basic concept is the same.
Okay, my name is Reto Lamm. I'm from Switzerland. I'm a snowboarder, and I was lucky at the World Championships in '95. I got second in the halfpipe, and Swiss champion, I guess, and some other stuff that I don't remember. I surf a little bit, but as a Swiss person, you're always a bad surfer. When I experienced the wave, I was last year in Norway. It was the first event for me. And it was really hard because I got in and I fell down for 5 days straight.
For a guy that fell down 5 days straight, he has certainly dialed in his flow riding technique. Reto Lamm, Ponte Racina, Switzerland with a Heli 360. The Swiss snowboarder turned surf enthusiast negotiates the wave lock. Water flow is 25 miles an hour. The depth of the sheet flow is 3 to 4 inches. 30-year-old Reto Lamm drops back into the wave now, sets up. Here he comes. Carves the face, pucks a Heli 720. What an attempt. His back foot comes out of the binding. He takes a beating, and the judges give him a respectable 54 points.
Hi, I'm Bryan from Laguna Beach, California. I'm an 8-time skimboard world champion. Skimboarding is when you throw a thin piece of foam and fiberglass down on the wet sand. You're running into the shore break, you jump on the board, and within a split second, you hit the wave, turn back towards the shore, and ride it back out the beach. The neatest thing about this wave is when you ride without straps, you can just throw the board down and jump on just like a skimboard. So you can come from next to the barrel or on the top. They call that the Miller drop. Well, skimboarders have been doing that since 1929. I have photos of skimboarders doing that. So the first main event was in Munich last year. From there, we went to Italy. And I brought my wife, and we got to see the Duomo and the Uffizi Museum. And from Italy, we brought it back to the U.S., and that was the slam dunk. The most special thing for me was I had a newborn son, and I won it there in Long Beach with all my friends and family watching, and that was just probably the neatest day of my life.
As the amazing Bryan is on the clock, let's hear what Bryan and Uli have to say about last year's Swatch Wave Tour champion.
He just destroys the wave. I say there's nobody that destroys the wave like him, in my opinion, at this time. Concerning he goes backside, front side, he does anything.
Bryan comes out of the barrel, fakie, busts a backflip. That was his final move of the heat, and he exits stage right with a flyaway. Bryan, also known as Beaker, has been flow riding for about 3 years, and he is the undisputed champion. Here he performs a fakie backflip 180 for his final trick. The judges have to be impressed with this run. 70 points for Bryan. The judges liked it, but one more competitor remains.
Hi, my name is Tony Hawk. I'm a professional skateboarder. I've been a professional for the last 17 years. My favorite trick to just do when I'm skating is probably a 540 because I can do all the variations. The hardest move that I've ever done is a 900, which is a 2.5 spin, and it took me like 10 years of building up to making one. I like doing backflips on the waves. That's fun for me because I don't really do flips too much when I'm skating. The most challenging part about the wave, I think, is the fact that you're riding water with no fins on your board. It takes a long time to learn. You have to ride the water coming at you at a pretty high speed. And they still don't get it when I explain it. You just have to see it. I'm just here to try to take my talent to the wave as best I can.
And on the wave, skateboard legend Tony Hawk, 7-time X Games gold medalist. He stands in at 6'2" and fits right into the barrel. Hawk is 32 years old, living in Carlsbad, California. A CEO, just finished writing a book. He's doing commercials, video games, commentating. A family man. Tony is so busy, he hasn't spent that much time riding this wave. But he still has some tricks up his sleeve. Goofy footer Tony Hawk fires out of the barrel. One more big move. It's a backflip. He lands it. Tony Hawk from the overhead cam. A massive backflip. but it may not be enough to put him in first place.
I only got to ride this thing one time before this, so I got to practice more.
And here's a look at our final results. Tony Hawk in fourth. Jason Pryor makes the podium for a third. Chris Miller in the runner-up spot, and Bill Bryan is our champion.
It was a sweet victory, being so close to home, having all my friends here, and it's just an amazing thing coming this year with fatherhood and all these victories on the wave lock. My life has just been propelled into outer space, and I'm just holding on for the ride. This thing actually comes easy to me, coming from a skimboard background and stuff, so I'm just trying to be myself and fit in amongst all these superheroes.
The Swatch Wave Tour presented by Siemens has come to an end. If you are interested in the tour event and this incredible wave, check out wavelock.com on the internet. Congratulations to all our competitors who are setting the standards and pushing the limits in the sport of flow riding. On behalf of Brian Palma and Uli Kastenholtz and the entire staff at Wave House, I'm David Stantill saying, go with the flow.
Road, he hits the beach and he knows he's got a feeling.